Think pigeons are the most exciting birds? Think again. Our planet is full of birds that look like living jewels, perform wild dances to attract mates, and fly thousands of miles without stopping. From colorful island giants to masters of disguise, nature's imagination knows no limits. Get ready to explore 22 incredible birds from around the world that will change how you see the sky. Number 22. King Vulture, nature's living kaleidoscope. The king vulture looks as if nature painted every color on a single face. It stands out like a rainbow smudged onto skin. You find it in the quiet tropical forests of Central and South America. It is a scavenger, a bird that feeds on what is already dead, yet it is far from ordinary. Its head is bare of feathers. That baldness helps keep the bird clean while it feeds on carcasses. The skin is a blend of many colors, bright yellow, orange, red, purple, and blue, like a small, living kaleidoscope. The king vulture has the strongest and sharpest beak of any vulture in the Americas. With that beak, it can cut through thick hides and open carcasses that smaller vultures cannot. When it arrives at a kill, other birds give it space. The king takes the lead, eating first, and the others follow when it is ready. In ancient Mayan stories, the king vulture was more than a bird. People believed it carried messages between the living and the gods. It was a sacred messenger, a bridge between two worlds. In the forest, it plays a vital role. By opening tough carcasses, it helps other animals and keeps the ecosystem healthy. This is a bird of color, power, and quiet authority. It reminds us that even scavengers have a noble place in the story of life. Number 21. Kakapo, the world's heaviest parrot. Kakapo is like a green island secret, slow and heavy, but strangely graceful. Found only in New Zealand, it is the world's heaviest parrot, weighing up to 4 kilograms, and the only parrot that cannot fly. It moves at night through mossy forests, a moss-green owl parrot with a calm, curious face. It can live a very long time, possibly up to 100 years. It has a strong, quiet personality that makes people feel they are meeting an old friend. Long ago, when no large predators lived in New Zealand, the kakapo did not need to fly. Over time, it grew heavy and walked more than it flew. Even without flight, the kakapo finds its way. It uses a strong beak and powerful legs to climb tall trees, then spreads its wings and parachutes down to the forest floor. Because it moves at night, its eyes face forward like an owl's, helping it judge distance in the dark. Fine, whisker-like feathers around its face act like touch sensors, guiding it through dense plants. The kakapo also gives off a gentle, sweet smell. A musky scent some people say is like honey. In the quiet forest, that scent and the bird's slow, deliberate steps make the kakapo feel like a living link to an older, wilder world. Number 20. Hoatzin, Amazon's strange bird. The Hoatzin looks as if it walked out of a lost world. This chicken-sized bird lives only in the rivers and flooded forests of the Amazon and Orinoco basins. It has a ragged, mohawk-like crest, bright red eyes, and blue skin around its face. Up close, it seems both strange and magnificent. The Hoatzin is an evolutionary surprise. It digests leaves in a way no other bird does. Instead of breaking food in a gizzard, it ferments tough swamp plants in an enlarged crop. This crop is a muscular pouch that works like the stomach of a cow. The plant matter ferments there, broken down by bacteria. The process keeps the bird alive on hard-to-digest leaves, but it also gives the Hoatzin a strong, musky smell. The Hoatzin's chicks are even more remarkable. When they hatch, they have small, clawed digits on their wing fingers. These claws are fully formed and useful. If a predator comes, the chicks will drop from the nest into the water below. They can swim to safety and then use their wing claws to climb back up through the branches. This ancient trick makes the chicks feel like a scene from deep time. Scientists often compare them to long-extinct birds, such as Archaeopteryx. In the quiet, steamy world of the Amazon swamps, the Hoatzin stands out. It is odd, smelly, and utterly fascinating. It reminds us that evolution can take strange, clever paths, and that some of the planet's most incredible creatures still live where the water runs slow and the forest holds its secrets. Number 19. Magnificent Frigatebird, Black Sail of the Sun. The magnificent Frigatebird hangs in the sky like a black sail against the sun. It moves with liquid grace, turning and dipping as if the air itself were a sea. A bright red pouch blooms on the male's throat like a flare when he wants to impress a mate. Frigatebirds are born to fly. They spend almost their whole lives in the air, sleeping in quick 10-second naps that let one half of their brain rest while the other half keeps steering. Their bodies are feather-light and built for gliding. With wings that can stretch more than 7 feet, a frigatebird can ride warm air currents up to 8,200 feet and travel huge distances without a single wing beat. But these birds are not fishers. Their feathers do not keep out water, so they cannot dive to catch prey. Instead, they steal. Perched high above the ocean, they chase and harry other seabirds, boobies, gulls, terns, until a startled bird drops its meal or vomits the fish it just caught. Quick as a shadow, the frigatebird snatches the prize in midair. People call them the man-of-war birds, and sometimes condors of the ocean. They are daring, clever, and born to rule the open sky. Number 18. Victoria Crowned Pigeon, the Royal Pigeon. The Victoria Crowned Pigeon appears like royalty stepping out of the mist. This bird wears its crown proudly. Named for Queen Victoria, it is the largest pigeon alive. Where city pigeons are small and quick, this bird is slow and grand. It can grow as long as a small child's arm, reaching 75 to 80 centimeters, and weighing up to about 3.5 kilograms. Its crest is the showstopper. Delicate, lace-like feathers form a fan that looks like a fine tiara tipped in white. When the bird raises this crest, it seems to bow and declare its presence. You can hear it before you see it. Deep, rolling whoops and soft booms travel through the swampy forest, echoing between tree trunks. Those calls are how these pigeons speak to one another in the lowland and swamp forests of New Guinea and a few nearby islands. Unlike many birds, they mostly stay on the ground. They walk slowly over leaf litter, pecking for fallen fruit, berries, seeds, and the odd insect. They move with a calm dignity, always seeming part of the forest floor. But this royal bird is vulnerable. Habitat loss and hunting have pushed its numbers down. Today, the Victoria Crowned Pigeon is listed as near threatened. In the hush of the swamp, its crown is a reminder of both beauty and fragility, a living jewel that needs our care. Number 17. Nicobar Pigeon, Jewel of the Jungle. The Nicobar pigeon glows like a jewel moving through the jungle at dusk. Its feathers flash green, blue, copper, and bronze with every movement. People call it the peacock of the pigeon world, and its colors make that name feel right. The bird has a small gray head and a short, thick neck. A bright white tail stands out like a signal when flocks fly between islands. At dusk, they travel in single file, guided by that white tail. On the forest floor, they search for hard seeds, nuts, and fleshy fruits. To eat them, the pigeon uses a super strong gizzard. It can grind down even tiny stones to break apart tough food. Though it forages on the ground, the Nicobar pigeon is a powerful flyer. When it needs to cross open water, it can reach speeds up to 150 kilometers per hour. It is fast and steady on Long Island hops. Scientists say it is the closest living relative of the extinct dodo. That connection gives the bird a rare and special place in nature's story. Today, the Nicobar pigeon faces danger. People clear its forests, hunt it, and capture it for the pet trade. As islands change, this shimmering bird becomes more at risk. Seeing one in the wild feels like meeting a living jewel and a reminder of what we can lose. Number 16. Bearded Vulture, the Bone Eater. The bearded vulture looks like a living dragon as it soars above jagged peaks. It is famous for one strange habit. It eats bones, while other scavengers hunt for meat. This bird lives mostly on the hard white remains. Bones make up about 75 to 90% of its diet. Its throat stretches like a rubber tube, so it can swallow bones up to 10 inches long whole. When a bone is too big, the vulture shows its cleverness. It carries the bone high into the sky and drops it onto sharp rocks below. The impact shatters the bone into pieces small enough to eat. In the thin air of the mountains, the bearded vulture plays a quiet but vital role. By breaking down bones, it recycles what the wilderness leaves behind, keeping the alpine world clean and balanced. Number 15. Greater Bird of Paradise. Like a jewel falling through mist, the greater bird of paradise appears to float in the air. It lives in the lowland and foothill forests of New Guinea and the Aru Islands. Males measure about 43 centimeters long, not counting their thin, wire-like tail feathers. The male is a showman. His face shines iridescent green, and a crown of yellow and silver sits on his head. Bright yellow plumes sweep from his sides. During courtship, he performs one of the most complex dances in the bird world. Each movement seems designed to catch light and attention. Its scientific name, Paradisea apoda, means footless. When bird skins were brought to Europe in the 16th century, hunters had removed the legs to preserve them. Europeans who first saw the skins imagined the birds never touched the ground. They called them visitors from paradise. Even today, the greater bird of paradise feels like a glimpse of another world. A living ornament shaped by display, mystery, and the deep green of its forest home. Number 14. Barn owl, nature's silent predator. Like a pale ship slipping across a moonlit sea, the barn owl moves without a sound. Its white, heart-shaped face appears to float in the darkness, watching and listening. The barn owl is one of nature's most remarkable birds. It hunts at night with uncanny skill. Its feathers have tiny comb-like edges that soften rushing air. This special feather design makes its flight nearly silent, allowing the owl to glide close to prey without being heard. The owl's large, dark eyes see well in low light, helping it spot mice and other small animals in the gloom. Its flat, heart-shaped facial disc works like a dish, gathering faint sounds and directing them to the owl's ears. This gives the bird extraordinary hearing, often enough to find prey it cannot see. Barn owls live in many places around the world. You can find them on every continent except Antarctica. In barns, old buildings, and open fields, they carry out their quiet, precise hunting under the cover of night. Number 13. Harpy Eagle, king of the rainforest. The harpy eagle moves through the rainforest like a living thundercloud, quiet but full of power. It lives high in the wet forests of Central and South America, moving with a slow, sure force. When it dives, leaves shiver and small animals hold their breath. This eagle looks built for one job, taking life from the treetops. Its hind claws can grow as long as 10 centimeters, longer than some grizzly bear claws. Its grip is terrifyingly strong, enough to crush bone or split skulls. With that grip, the harpy can lift heavy prey from the branches, sometimes carrying animals that weigh half as much as the eagle itself. Female harpy eagles are much larger than males. They rule the canopy, hunting sloths, monkeys, and other animals that live in the trees. These eagles need deep, quiet forests where they can hide and raise their young. People who live near those woods often call the harpy the king of the raptors in the New World, an apt name for a bird that moves like a shadow and strikes with the force of a storm. Number 12. King of Saxony, ribbons of the rainforest. Like two blue ribbons fluttering from a magician's hat, the King of Saxony appears almost unreal. He lives high in New Guinea's rough mountain forests, where mist and moss drape the trees. The male stands out with two long enamel blue plumes that trail from his head. They curl and wave as he moves, strange and beautiful. His voice is as odd as his appearance. Instead of a normal bird song, he makes a mechanical science fiction sound. At first, it is a small insect-like rattle. Then it builds, bursting into a loud, screeching, hissing phrase. The noise fills the forest and seems to belong to another world. The male uses both his sound and his plumes like tools. He calls and shows off to keep other males away. At the same time, he performs for females hidden in the canopy below. The waving plumes and eerie song work together, a strange, perfect show born from the wild mountains he calls home. Number 11. Ribbon-tailed Astrapia. Ribbons in the mist. The ribbon-tailed Astrapia looks like a ribbon drifting through mist. It lives high in New Guinea's cloud forests, where fog wraps the trees in silver. The male is a walking showpiece, with a velvet black body that gleams olive green and bronze in the light, and two pure white tail feathers that hang like silk banners. Those tail feathers are incredible. Each can grow longer than 1 meter, about 3 times the bird's body length. Together, they make up most of the bird's total length. The long ribbons do not help the bird survive. They make flying harder and get in the way when the bird searches for food. Still, males grow them every year. The huge tails are a product of sexual selection because females seem to prefer the boldest displays. Each year, males shed the long feathers and grow new ones during molt. In the damp, drifting world of the cloud forest, the ribbon-tailed Astrapia is a living poem of beauty and daring. Number 10. Secretary Bird. Africa's snake stomper. Like a tall dancer on a wide stage, the secretary bird strides through the African grasslands with slow, deliberate grace. The secretary bird is an iconic African raptor with a striking model-like appearance. It walks on long, crane-like legs instead of swooping down from the sky. Standing up to 1.3 meters tall, it looks part eagle, part stilt. A row of long black crest feathers on the back of its head makes it seem as if it had tucked quill pens behind its ear, which explains its curious name. This bird hunts on foot. It can walk up to 20 kilometers in a single day while scanning the grass for movement. When it sees a snake, it does not hesitate. The secretary bird uses its long, thick, scaled legs to stomp the snake. Its kicks land with enormous force and incredible speed, sometimes in as little as 15 milliseconds. That is faster than a snake can strike and faster than a human blink. Rather than relying on talons from above, the secretary bird depends on power and precision from the ground. Its tiny talons are more for gripping than for killing. The legs do the dangerous work, crushing or immobilizing venomous prey. Watching one hunt is like watching a skilled fighter, calm, patient, and then suddenly explosive. Across open savannas, the secretary bird stands out not only for its unusual shape, but also for its bravery. It faces venomous snakes that would deter many other predators, yet it moves with calm confidence, part ballet, part battle. Its presence recalls the wild order of the grassland, beautiful, fierce, and perfectly adapted to its place on Earth. Number 9. Abyssinian ground hornbill. Ancient feathered giant. Like a creature from another era, the Abyssinian ground hornbill moves through the grass like a small feathered giant. It is about the size of a turkey and ranges across the savannas and open grasslands of sub-Saharan Africa. The bird looks ancient, powerful, slow, and self-assured. Unlike most hornbills, it spends the majority of its life on the ground. It walks and hunts for much of the day, covering several kilometers as it searches for reptiles, insects, and small mammals. It is a skilled and patient hunter. Its face is a flash of color. Both males and females have bright, inflatable throat pouches that they use when calling. Males display a mix of red and blue skin on their faces. Females often have a deep blue patch. Around the eyes, long black feathers curl like built-in eyelashes, shielding them from sun and dust. Atop the strong beak sits a hollow casque made of keratin. This helmet-like structure helps the hornbill produce deep, booming calls that can carry for miles across the plain. Although it has broad wings, the bird prefers to walk and will fly only when necessary. Bold and resilient, the Abyssinian ground hornbill confronts its prey with a powerful bill and an unusual resistance to some snake venoms. It will even take on venomous vipers, moving with the confidence of a top predator in an ancient world. Number 8. African Jacana, the walking lily. The African Jacana moves like a leaf sliding across water. Its toes spread wide, like tiny oars, and it seems to glide where other birds would sink. In the shallow lakes and marshes of sub-Saharan Africa, this strange bird turns lily pads into a walking path. Its toes and claws are absurdly long for its size. They spread their weight so well that the plant stems hardly bend. While other birds pick at the muddy shore, the jacana steps on floating leaves and reaches into places few birds can. It hunts insects, spiders, and small water creatures that hide among the plants. The jacana's life is as unusual as its feat. Females mate with several males, and each male builds a nest and cares for the eggs. The fathers take on every job of raising the chicks. If a predator comes, a father jacana will do something almost impossible to watch. He tucks his chicks under his wings and walks across the wet plants, covering them completely until the danger has passed. It is a small, brave rescue done on a stage of green leaves and glassy water. In that quiet world of reeds and floating flowers, the African jacana looks like a bird from a fairy tale, one built to live on water, to reach hidden places, and to protect its young with surprising tenderness. Number 7. Takahe, the bird that came back. A jewel lies on the forest floor, deep blue like midnight, bright green like new leaves, and a coral red beak that looks almost painted on. This is the Takahe. The Takahe lives only in New Zealand. It cannot fly, though it has wings. It walks on stout red legs and stands about half a meter tall. Males weigh around 6 pounds, and females weigh about 5. It is the largest living member of the rail family, a chunky, turkey-sized bird with glossy, iridescent feathers. Long ago, Takahe thrived in wide grasslands of tussock and in alpine valleys. They evolved without ground predators, and so they were not afraid of people or animals. Then Europeans brought hunting and introduced new animals such as stoats and deer that ate their eggs and consumed their food. Their home grasses were cut or lost. By the late 1800s, people thought the Takahe had vanished. In 1948, in a remote place called the Murchison Mountains, a small group of Takahe was found again. Dr. Jeffrey Orbell led the search and discovered the birds hiding where few humans went. The discovery was a miracle. Scientists call the Takahe a Lazarus species because it seemed to come back from extinction. Since then, conservationists have worked to save the Takahe. They protect habitat, control predators, and breed birds in special programs. Those efforts have given the Takahe a chance to survive and slowly recover. Today, the Takahe is still rare and still in danger. Its story shows how fragile wildlife can be and how careful action can bring a lost species back. Seeing a Takahe is like finding a hidden gem, a reminder that nature can surprise us if we let it. Number 6. Kiwi, the bird that broke every rule. The kiwi is one of the most unusual birds on Earth. Found only in New Zealand, the kiwi seems to ignore almost every rule of bird life. Its feathers look more like hair than feathers, soft, loose, and shaggy. The kiwi walks on heavy, powerful legs, running and digging like a tiny runner that belongs to the ground. Inside its bones is marrow, not the hollow lightness of most birds. The kiwi's long beak hides a surprising secret. Its nostrils sit right at the tip. It smells the world ahead of it, probing the soil for worms, insects, and hidden food. This keen sense of smell helps it find prey where other birds would fail. One of the kiwi's most astonishing feats is its egg. A female lays an egg so large it can be nearly 1/5 of her body weight. Proportionally, no other bird matches it. The egg carries enormous energy for the chick that will grow inside. The kiwi resembles a mammal in many ways, yet it is a bird through and through. It is an evolutionary wonder, strange, brave, and perfectly at home on the forest floor. Number 5. Kagu, ghost of the forest. In the dim light of New Caledonia's forests, a strange bird moves with quiet purpose. People call it the ghost of the forest. This bird is the Kagu. It lives only here, on those remote South Pacific islands. No other bird family like it survives today, which makes the Kagu a living treasure. It stands about 22 inches tall, thin and upright like a small heron. Its feathers are ash gray. Its legs are bright red, startling against the leaf litter. A crested crown sits on its head. When the Kagu is curious or alarmed, it lifts that crest like a fan. The Kagu can spread wide wings, but it does not fly. Its wing muscles are not built for flight. Instead, it uses its wings for balance and for gliding between branches. In courtship, the wings become part of a slow, elegant dance. The movements look almost like a ritual. Before dawn, the forest changes. For 15 minutes each morning, the Kagu fills the air with song. The sound is strange, loud, rhythmic barks that carry for more than a mile. The calls wake the hills and seem to answer the trees. This bird is rare and fragile. Its lonely song reminds us how special and vulnerable island life can be. When you hear the Kagu, you hear a piece of the past living on. Number 4. African ostrich, giants of the savanna. The African ostrich looms like a lone sentry on the open plain, taller than a person and built like a sprinting machine. It cannot fly, but every part of its body seems made for life on the savanna. It can go days without drinking and then run as fast as a car on a country road. These giant birds can stand nearly 9 feet tall and weigh more than 300 pounds. They lay the biggest eggs of any living bird. Each one can weigh as much as 3 pounds, the same as about 2 dozen chicken eggs. Their eyes are enormous, about 2 inches across, the largest of any land animal. Their eyes are actually larger than their brains, which gives them a sharp, wide view of the horizon to spot danger far away. When an ostrich runs, it moves with incredible power. It can sprint up to 45 miles per hour, and one long stride can cover as much as 16 feet. If threatened, its legs are weapons. A single kick, armed with sharp claws, can seriously injure or even kill a lion. Ostriches do not bury their heads in the sand. If they sense danger and want to hide, they often lie flat on the ground and stretch their long necks along the soil. From far off, this makes them look like part of the landscape, a clever trick of survival. Number 3. Great Curassow, helmeted guardian of the rainforest. The great Curassow looks like a forest king wearing a helmet. Its broad body is about the size of a turkey. Males wear shiny black feathers and a curly crest that bends forward like a noble crown. A bright yellow bump on their bill catches the light. Females are quieter in color, warm brown or chestnut, and sometimes show a barred pattern that can look like a Roman soldier helmet. Both male and female have the same forward curling crest, a bold silhouette against green leaves. They can weigh up to 4.5 kilograms, but they move with surprising grace. The birds climb high into the canopy to sleep and to find fruit. In the rainforest, they play a vital role by eating fruit and spreading seeds, helping trees grow. Males protect their families with fierce care. If a predator appears, a male may pretend to be badly hurt, dragging a wing as if broken. The trick draws danger away from chicks and females, giving the family time to escape. In that moment, the great Curassow shows both power and gentle devotion, a large, quiet guardian of the forest. Number 2. Horned Guan, crown of the clouds. Like a red crown rising from a cloud, the horned guan looks like a bird from a lost world. It lives high in cool, misty cloud forests in southern Mexico and Guatemala. There, among moss and ferns, this ancient bird moves slowly and with quiet dignity. The horned guan is unique. It is the only living member of its genus, so it has no close relatives. That makes it a lone branch on the bird family tree, a living reminder of long-ago beginnings. On its forehead sits a bright red horn made of keratin, the same material as human fingernails. The horn can grow up to 6 centimeters tall. Scientists think it helps attract mates and allows other guans to recognize one another. The horned guan's face shows bare red skin, and its body is dark and solid, which makes the horn stand out even more. This bird is not only striking to look at, it eats more than 60 kinds of fruit, plus leaves and flowers, including wild avocados. As it feeds, it swallows seeds and later drops them across the forest floor. In this way, the horned guan helps plant new trees and keeps the cloud forest alive. It is a quiet guardian of the misty valleys, carrying life from one place to another. To see a horned guan is to glimpse a living chapter of Earth's history, rare, fragile, and closely tied to the cloud forest it calls home. Number 1. Rockhopper Penguin, tiny lightning on the rocks. The Rockhopper Penguin bursts from the rocks like a tiny, brave lightning bolt. Its yellow crest looks like a crown caught in a storm. Bright red eyes watch the sea. Spiky feathers stand proud against wind and spray. These penguins live where few creatures dare. Cold waves beat the cliffs. Ice and wind shape the coast. Still, rockhoppers thrive. They are small but fierce. They spend months at sea, cutting through dark, freezing water. Storms toss them, but they keep going. On land, they move like athletes. They hop, not waddle. Using both feet, they spring up steep, slippery rocks. They can leap as high as half their body. Their nests sit on narrow cliff edges. There they mate for life. They guard their homes with loud calls and sharp beaks. Gulls and other predators try to steal eggs, but rockhoppers fight back. Their life is hard and bold. They cross vast oceans to find food. They brave icy nights and harsh winds to raise their young. In a world of danger, Rockhopper penguins show grit and grace. They are small dynamos of the southern seas, survivors carved by wind, wave, and stone.